front of a 17-year-old. You know that, right? You know that, right? You a child predator. You know that, right? And I got you on video doing that shit. You laughing like a fucking weirdo. Like a fucking weirdo. Yo, he strokes his dick to kids. He strokes his dick to kids. Fucking weirdo.
Oh, no. No.
I'm trying very hard not to completely lose my shit on all three of you right now, but you're not making it easy.
That shit back.
Are you homosexual?
No. Why would that matter?
I asked you that, bro.
I asked you the question. I'm like, well, why does it matter, right?
If there were homosexuals on the comment board, there are a few homosexuals who like straight judgment me to me every day.
Oh, you know,
The guy that you're associating with, go look at.
Oh, brother, right says, how do you know that? Yeah.
Because I do it.
That's a pause conversation for your ass. And that nigga said that guys jerk their meat to them every day. That nigga didn't put a pause in there. That nigga didn't put a stop sign, a yield sign, that classic homosexual conversation.
Person that's looking for wise counsel, that they're not gonna, tell you, hey, look, this is wrong. You're not gonna you can't sit around wicked people. And look, you can't sit around these wicked people. Talk to them and get them to change their mind. You're gonna be encouraged. You're gonna fall. You gotta change what I was saying. Chapter 1.
Don't ever let me go far, 'cause I don't wanna stray on the way to with family. Cause if I ever lost, just look for me where I go. Cause I don't wanna go right, knowing that I'm wrong.
Blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the wicked, nor stands in the way of sinners, nor sits in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of Yahweh, and on his law he meditates day and night. He is like a tree planted by streams of water that yields his fruit in the season, and his leaf does not wither. In all that he does, he prospers.
But taking your whole body and playing our best opposition. Rather on being a traveling seasons, it's true connection. If you could believe you can achieve, I would say go that distance. But just don't let that get you far away. Just don't do it to where they can make you fall away. Homie, that's your decision. But I see father with other guys, how you talking about being superstitious. How you calling me religious. Use your intuition.
Don't let me fall.
Go back to chapter 1, please.
Yeah. Shalom, everybody. Yasharah. First and foremost, Yahweh Akkad. That means he's one. You know what I mean? I hope everybody out there being safe and being hydrated, or all of those things, you know what I'm saying, and keeping your mind steadfast on Yahweh. Today, we, of course, have your Elder Azariah. We'll come with you with some powerful things. First off, we're going to be getting into just a little thing about the other nations and the wrath that Yahweh is doing to them, and trying to figure out where is their God at with all these things happening. Also, we also gonna get into how it's prevalent that people understand that no means no. It's a lot of things that start coming to the surface about our community, you know what I mean? And it's time that people start speaking up about no means no. You know what I'm saying? And this goes for the brothers as well as the sisters, but for the brothers for the most part. We're supposed to be the leaders, you know what I'm saying? Supposed to be leading our children, leading our women, and we have to be an example. You know what I'm saying? The Torah teaches us exactly how to treat one another, you know what I mean? So yeah, before we even get started, we're gonna have Elder Azariah with his words, and then we're gonna get into it. Hey, Shalom, Mark.
To the family, we give all praise unto the Almighty Yahweh Akkad, and Deuteronomy 6:4, Deuteronomy 4:35, Isaiah chapter 42, verse 8, Isaiah chapter 43 from verse 10 through 13, 1 Kings chapter 8, verse 60, 1 Chronicles chapter 17, verse 20, Zechariah chapter 14, verse 9, again, Psalms 150, and many other scriptures that tell you that it is Yahweh Akkad. All right, we give honor and praise and worship unto the Almighty Yahweh Akkad because the judgments are going on throughout the earth. Psalms 105, verse 7. Yahweh will not pervert judgment. Job 34, verse 12. Yahweh loveth judgment. Psalms 19 and 9. Psalms 33, verse 4 and 5. Yahweh's judgments are righteous and true altogether in Psalms 19 and 9. All right, we give all honor and praise and worship unto the Almighty Yahweh because his mercy is of old. Psalms 25 and 6. His mercy is everlasting towards the true nation of Yashrael in Psalms 136. And his mercy is new every morning in Lamentations chapter 3 from verse 22 to 26. So we give all praise and honor to the Almighty Yahweh Akkad. And just as the Ak was saying, this video is going to be dealing with Psalms 121, but the various topics is going to be dealing about, well, we can't say this, online like that. Let's just say sexual assault, violations, you know what I'm saying? And these videos is going to be dealing about, from the television series, A Different World, you know what I'm saying? And this was, I believe this episode came out back in, I think it was 1990 or something like that, right around in there, 1990. So this is a real problem, you know what I'm saying, in our nation. It has been going on for many, many, many years. All right. A couple of weeks ago, you know, Yahweh put in my mind during a video to speak about this, about where you have situations where many of our women have been raped. All right. And there's been a lot of situations where the sisters have not even reported this or have not even said anything. Okay. All right. Now, I'm not talking about, in situations where we know we have wicked sisters that lie on brothers. I'm going to make this perfectly clear. So, you scoffers or whatever will not say that we putting on some kind of cape and, you know what I'm saying, and we're caping for wicked women and all that. We're going to be bringing out this video showing that there are women that have been raped or you know what I'm saying, and have never reported it. We're also going to look into these videos about the mind of, I've got to stop that word, that word, but about the mind of a predator. All right. They're going to show you in these two clips, the mind of a predator. You sisters pay attention. All right. Because they're going to show you that this person, who I don't know if many of you remember this person who's going to play this part. He was in the movie, what is it? The Last Dragon, many years ago. All right. And he's going to play the part of a serial predator. Okay. And they're going to show you in these clips, he's going to be like someone that everyone is going to be looking up to. And, and people are going to look at him as if he's got, a lot of things going for himself. You know what I'm saying? But what's going to give it away is his perverse speech. All right. Okay. He's going to say some things before we actually get to the part where you see him try to do something. But they're going to show you in these clips that something is going to come out of, that wicked man's mouth that is not going to be right. You sisters pay attention. The scripture, again, is Ecclesiastes 1:9. There's nothing new under the sun. Any of you brothers that have a problem with this, that's going to be, this is going to be shown, and scripture is going to be brought out about the perverse mind of a predator. We're going to be dealing with the scriptures in Judges chapter 19, also in 2 Samuel chapter 13, and what happened in that situation. All right. And that 2 Samuel 13 is going to be something that's written in there that's going to, the deception of, what was said that led to that violation. And you're going to see it's almost the same thing, that craftiness. Okay. Also Genesis 34. We're going to be, dealing with that also before we go into Psalms 121. This is a serious problem in our nation. Those of you that, make excuses for this, I'm just going to say this one thing. Why is it that I'm in the jails, right? You got murderers in there, you've got drug dealers in there, you've got thieves in there, all type of wicked people. But someone that goes in there for some type of sexual assault, you see what happens to them. They'll fight each other in the jail, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But someone that goes in for something like that, you know what I'm saying? Then all of those people in there that fight against each other, they will all try to go after the man that goes into the jail for those violations. Okay, all right. And I'm going to speak about something that I saw happen when I was younger. Okay, you know what I'm saying? When I was in the 5% nation. All right, and and I had got myself into trouble when I was a younger person. This is going way back in 1983. All right, and they brought somebody into the system, and this person was a pedo, and they damn near beat this dude to death. They broke his ribs, and they threw him back in the cell after that. All right, this is back in 1983, right around about in January 1983. All right, I was about, I don't know, 18. I was about 18 years old. About 17, 18 years old at that time. All right, but you know, so that type of thing, for those of you that make excuses for this, and you know, there's doctrines out there saying that you can do this and all of that. Why is it that when someone that goes into the jail for, you know, for that, it doesn't matter who's in there. The murderer will be after that person, the drug dealer, the thief, or whoever, whatever. They will all try to attack that person that goes in there for that. It is a foul and degrading thing. All right. And anyone that comes on this page during the time of this video being made and scriptures being brought out, and you know, you're a scoffer, you know, you're gonna get dealt with these scriptures. All right. The sisters, you know, need to be protected. And like I said before, when situations go down, not every sister is lying. Let's stop this. You've got some wicked brothers that are, you know what I'm saying, that are perverted. All right. To say that wicked brothers don't exist, then you're not dealing with reality. All right. So we're going to be dealing with Deuteronomy 32:5, Job 9:20, Proverbs 4:24, Proverbs chapter 16, Proverbs chapter 6, starting at verse 19, Proverbs 12:8, Proverbs 14:2, Proverbs chapter 17:20, Proverbs 19:1, Proverbs chapter 26, verse 6 and 8, Proverbs 28, verse 6 and verse 18. Going to be dealing with the book of Judges, chapter 19 and verse 25. And we're also going to be dealing with 2 Samuel 13 and also Genesis 34. Now, when you go into Judges chapter 19, you know, we know what happened with that, but we're going to, you know, bring the scriptures out with that. All right. And, you know, that was a concubine that was violated like that. So we know what happened. What this man is going to be saying, and then you're going to hear the perverseness of that's coming out of his mouth. All right. Okay. So that's what we're going to be dealing with that. And then we're going to go to Psalms 121. So as I always say, before I start any of these videos on this page totally, even if I'm not on here or I am on here, this page, okay, does not endorse nor encourage or entice or teach anyone to grab weapons to go out there to fight against any type of government officials or any type of law enforcement. I'll make this perfectly clear because, you know, they, you know, have always tried to lump us towards what is called Black nationalism and all of that. All right. This page is not associated with any Black nationalism or Black identity extremists or, you know, any type of cults. All right. This page is not affiliated with what they call the Hebrew Israelite Christian camps. All right. Page is not affiliated with any Christian organization, Muslim organization. We're going to be speaking about that in a second, about the Muslim thing. I'm going to go into Isaiah 25, verse 4 and verse 5, right around with that. And, you know, that's clearly going to expose that. Clearly. You know, there's other scriptures also, but that's clearly going to expose that. So for those of you, do not come on this page with that rhetoric. If it is not of Yahweh, you know what I'm saying? It will not be accepted. You're underneath Psalms 96 and verse 5. Another thing I want to say before we go into this thing of Pan-Africanism, okay, or a Pan-Africanist activist, you know, someone that's involved in that. I was involved in that back in 1988. Make this perfectly clear. I was what is 23, 87, 88. All right, listen, I'm going to say this, all right, because someone is claiming that they are a Pan-Africanist, you know, and when you look into the, you know, the definition of that, that is someone that's going to work to unify Africa against colonialism and oppression. All right, first of all, that's against Deuteronomy 7:6. There's no scripture in the Torah and anywhere that Yahweh said that someone would be on the same level as you. Deuteronomy 7:6 clearly destroys that. Exodus 19:5. Now, once again, Ecclesiastes 1:9, for those of you that are in Pan-Africanism and trying to connect that and bring us to these Hamites, it's never going to happen. And the scripture is Deuteronomy 7:6, that's one. It's never going to happen. Those that have done that, you had W.E. Du Bois, who was supposed to be, you know, when certain information that he is the forefather of that, but yet Marcus Garvey was a part of that. The two of them had a problem. And W.E. Du Bois went against Marcus Garvey. It's all confusion. Marcus Garvey tried to bring the people over to Liberia and was talking this African thing. You saw what happened with him. And many years later, Malcolm X, okay, was with the Nation of Islam. He broke loose from that, was still keeping the philosophy of Islam. Took trips over to Africa, and he connected with someone that was from Kenya, but the person was a East Indian. His last name was Ponto or Pinto. He looked like an East Indian. That's what he was. But he was born in Kenya. He was trying to fight for some kind of rights for people in Kenya. He was the one that influenced Malcolm X to try and bring black people's problems and connect it with people's Hamite problems over there in Africa. And you saw what happened. Both of them were judged by Yahweh. Okay, we know, you know what I'm saying, who actually physically did it. But you know what I'm saying? Malcolm X was judged according to Job chapter 34, verse 26. A lot of people don't like to deal with this, but these are examples. Yahweh will never, never allow that, to have someone try to bring us into connecting with Ham, because Ham is going through what they're going through. They're going through that because of what they did to us. All right, so that clearly tells you that as gifted as Malcolm X appeared to be, he really did not have any understanding. And those of you that are trying to rise up and do that now, it's not going to happen. Look, let me read this, Deuteronomy 7:6. Those of you that are doing that, you're going to wind up in those same situations. Okay. The people that are going to be left of the nations that are, you know, that are going to cleave on, that means cleave on, submit, Isaiah 14 and other things like that, they're going to serve. Okay. We are chosen above all people. So you cannot take us and try to lump us into some kind of agenda of what's going on with Ham. Look, that's not going to happen. And those of you that are doing that and you're proclaiming that you are some kind of Pan-Africanist or something, or you're into Pan-Africanism, I saw that back in 1988. That was many years ago. You know, we're dealing with this calendar that's 2000. We're in 2024 according to this calendar. I was involved with that in 1988, 1987. I was about 22 years old. Okay, I'm almost 60 now. Back then, that did not happen. There was always a separation. Let me get this. All right, and he's going to continue to do that. You're going against the Torah by doing that. When you go to Deuteronomy 28:1, It tells you that you are above all nations shall have to answer to you, not someone trying to take you and put you among Ham, because Ham is going through what they went through. And again, a lot of you don't like to deal with this, but they being judged over there because of what they did to us. For whoever shall bless you, I'm going to bless them. For whoever shall curse you, I'm going to curse them. That's Yahweh saying. And that's exactly what's going on over there. All right. So again, as Ecclesiastes 1:9, those of you that are trying to do that, you're going to wind up in a situation like Marcus Garvey or Malcolm X. All right. Or some type of affliction is going to come upon you. Something is going to happen. He will never allow that, ever. There's no scripture anywhere that he has placed, matter of fact, let me read this. I want to read 2 scriptures. This shows you that people that do this have no understanding of what the Torah says. I'm gonna tell you one more time, and I'm going to read 2 scriptures, and then I'm going to keep it moving. I'm going to say it again. He will never allow this, ever. Ever. There's no one on the level of you, Yasharal. No one. That's what he said. He changed not. So whoever is of Ham that, is going to cleave on and serve, they're going to serve. But to try and take our situation that we're going through and put it together what Ham is going through, no. Okay? Malcolm X could not do that. It goes into Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. No man shall deliver you and all of that. What is it? Marcus Garvey, W.E. Du Bois was playing both sides, really. A lot of people don't understand that, but this Pan-Africanism, it's not going to happen. All right, so let me read this, and then I want to go to Deuteronomy chapter 4. And I want to read verse 33 and verse 34, and then I'm going to leave this alone. You following these people that's trying to connect you to Ham, and that's some kind of agenda. Even the person must be Ham themselves, or they being misled or something. That's also Ezekiel 14:9. That will never happen, ever. Ethiopians themselves, they are not your people. Our people are in the land of Cush over there in Isaiah 11. You can go to 2 Chronicles 14, like King Asa and the warriors of the tribe of Judah and the warriors of the tribe of Benjamin was going against Zerah, the Ethiopian. All right. Then you know what's going on in Zephaniah 2:12. Listen, just because someone is trying to teach you something, you know what I'm saying? You don't just listen to that. It's not according to the scripture. All right. That's not going to happen. Let me read this, because this is I don't want to say it's getting out of hand. It should have never been in any type of situation at all. So all these Pan-Africanism, I'm gonna say a name that many of you don't know. Okay, I'm gonna say a name that many of you do not know. Okay, and that name is of a person by the name of Alambe Brath. A lot of you do not know who this man is. He was from Barbados. He was a Pan-Africanist. He had many connections over there. Okay, he used to be one of the teachers in the old slave theaters back in the slave theater back in the day. He's based off of Harlem, out of Harlem. He was one of the main, people among us that was trying to get the Central Park 5 off before they even got convicted. He was well respected. Okay, he died in 2014. All right, so what happened with that was that even he himself could not even bring us together with Ham over there. Now somebody put something down here, I just pressed this thing where it says comments at. Somebody just put something down there. I don't know what that is there. Are you a scoffer or something? I don't know what this is here.
No, he's not a scoffer. They saying shalom and he's saying cheers, and that's no more lies.
Okay, because I see someone with a It looks like a face of someone frowning or something like that. It says
No,
normalize or something.
no,
Okay,
it's not.
well,
No,
all
it's
right.
not.
I apologize to that person. I'm saying, I just want to let y'all know I'm not really familiar with a lot of these emojis. I'm not online like that about what they call these emojis and stuff. All right, but I don't want to deviate. Even he could not do that, and he
I
was
got
well known.
Cecil Alambre Brath right here.
Okay, if you can bring that up.
Yeah, it's right here. I'm gonna let it read itself for a little bit, okay?
Yeah. Okay.
September 30th, 1936 to May 19th, 2014. 1. Was a Pan-African activist born in New York City of Barbadian heritage, who is best known for founding the Patrice Lumumba Coalition. He was an influential activist, recognized by Stokely Carmichael as the Dean of Harlem Nationalists. 2. And by Dudley Thompson, an icon of the Pan-African movement. 3 to 4. Biography. Edit. He was born in Brooklyn, New York, where his father had migrated from Barbados in the 1920s. Brath grew up in Harlem and Point and attended the High School of Industrial Art, now Art and Design, later winning a college scholarship to the School of Visual Arts. 1. In 1956, he was among the co-founders of the African Jazz Art Society, and Brath fought to eliminate the usage of the term Negro, and in 1961, launched a Black is Beautiful campaign with a series of Afrocentric fashion shows featuring African American women who were known as the Grandassa models. 5. And sported large afros.
So it basically shows that he had a big deal with the so-called Black movement, and he launched the Black is Beautiful movement. He was supposedly Pan-Africanist. He worked on trying to get people of color together and all this, but apparently he could not do it. Just like the elder said, Cecil Alambre Brath. Make sure I save this so I could do some research on him myself. Thanks for that
Yes.
information. And the brother said, no more lies. He said, I needed this lesson. Salute to you. That's what he said.
Salute to everyone in the chat. Honor onto everyone in the chat. Remember, everything is Proverbs chapter 27, verse 17, among all of us. All right. But Alambe Brath was he was really trying hard to get the Central Park 5 off in the beginning, right during the beginning of the trial, and even before that. All right. He was someone that was looked up to in the Pan-Africanist movement back then. He died in 2014. All right. And he was one that tried to unite our people with, Ham in Africa. In the old slave theater, many years ago, you would have speakers that would come from Africa. They were Hamites. We would try to connect with them. I spoke with this about this before. We would try to connect with them, and they would speak, and they would talk about what was going on over there, and we would try to connect with that. But after the lecture and speech was over with, and people would sit down and stuff like that, you could see that they were very withdrawn, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they could not really connect with us. You know what I'm saying? But we were trying to connect with them as they were speaking. Okay, this is a very serious problem in our nation going on right now as we're coming out of all of this. Now this Pan-Africanist thing is coming back around, where they want to connect us to Ham. All right, and those of you that are doing this, so who is it over there that's going to be judged? That's a part of Psalms 83. That's a part of Ezekiel 28. Where these people don't exist. You're really going against the scriptures. So our forefather Abraham in Genesis 14, when he fought those people to get Lot out of there, those were Hamites. And this was even before our forefather Jacob. Because through Jacob with the 12 sons and different things like that. That was even before that. because it was, we know it's Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So who is going to be judged over there for the wickedness that was done to our forefathers over there? It's like all of a sudden that's like pushed to the side. Okay, that's like pushed to the side. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to read this. Deuteronomy 7:6. I'm doing a lot of talking. Let me read. All right, Deuteronomy 7:6. For thou art a sovereignty people unto Yahweh thy mighty one. Yahweh thy mighty one have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Above all people. Now, you're going to tell me that everyone on the continent of Africa is Yasharal? Come on, let's stop this. And those of you that supposedly know the scriptures, you're sitting there listening to that. About they're saying that, the continent of Africa is, the Israelites, the entire continent. So where are these heathens, these Hamites? Okay. All right. Where are they at? Why are they not going to be judged? Even though they're killing our women in Gambia right now. There's a situation going on in Tanzania right now. But they're killing our women over there. And there's like silence with this. There's silence with this. Okay? Let me get this in Deuteronomy chapter 4. All right? Let's see what's going on here. Let me get this in Deuteronomy chapter 4. All right? And I'm going to start at verse 33. Did ever people hear the voice of Yahweh speaking out of the midst of the fire as thou hast heard and live? Or have Yahweh said to go and take him a nation from the midst of another nation by temptations, by signs, and by wonders, and by war, and by a mighty hand, and by a stretched out arm, and by great terrors, according to all that Yahweh, your mighty one, did for you in Egypt before your eyes? Then you guys will go and read Exodus 11:7 and say that there's a difference. The scripture says the difference between Yasharal and the Egyptians or the Kemites. All of a sudden now, this movement of trying to put us, lump us with Ham like this, because we're coming to the end of this. Now you have people that are either being misled, don't really have understanding, or they're being told to do this. Okay? Whatever the reason is, it's going to end in the same result of what happened with Marcus Garvey and Malcolm X and whoever else has been trying to do this. There's been many throughout, the years that have tried to, Pan-Africanism and connect that with us. All right. So let me speak about this right here. Yahweh have not taken any other nation from among another nation and delivered them out of the hands of bondage from that nation that they were in bondage. He only did that for us. There's nowhere else he's done that for anyone else. The scripture tells you he changed not. So I'm going to say this again. Who's going to be judged over there on the continent of Africa for doing the wickedness that's been done to us? Because you have certain people that act like that doesn't exist. And to say that China has come over there and taken our land. Listen, the scripture tells you that we are concerned about Jerusalem. Let me get this. Psalms 122. Just want to speak about this for a second. All right. Okay. Because this is madness, man. Let's get this. Psalms 122. Okay. Complete silence of what's going on and what's happening with those with those sisters over there. You can't continue to keep using the excuse that the sisters was wicked. They went out there. They were still murdered though, right? So there was a murders that happened out there. So where's the outrage for the Hamites that did that? You know what I'm saying? For them to be dealt with. Those of you with this Pan-Africanist thing, those Hamites that killed those sisters over there. I think they caught one. All right. There's other cases where I believe that they haven't found these people that did that killed these sisters. All right. So these sisters are Israelites, right? Ham killed them. Or those of you that believe that these people are Israelites, or so if that's the case, they killed someone of our nation. If you believe that they are Israelites, so where's your outrage at, though? I just find it strange, though. You know what I'm saying? So let's get this here. All right, because this doesn't make any sense. Let me get to Psalms 122, and let's see. I'm gonna start at verse 1. I was glad when they said unto me, let us go into the house of Yahweh. Our feet shall stand within thy gates, O Jerusalem. Our feet will stand, you know what I'm saying, everywhere on the continent of Africa, among Ham, among the heathens. They're gonna be among us like that. It says the gates at Jerusalem right here. Okay, this is also connected to that Isaiah 26. The righteous nation shall enter into the gate that keepeth the truth. And I just read in the Torah that Yahweh have never dealt with another nation the way he has dealt with us, to deliver our forefathers out of bondage and take them, you know what I'm saying, from the time of our forefathers as his people. He has not said that about no one else. No one. So we're going to talk about this for a second before we get into this thing about, the other topic. So this right here, let me go to verse 3. Jerusalem is built as a city that is compact together. All right, so we don't have that together right now. Okay, but that's coming. Whether the tribes go up to the tribes of Yahweh on the testimony of Yasharal to give thanks to the name of Yahweh. On the testimony of who? Of Yasharal. Does not say on the testimony of anybody else. The testimony of Yasharal. And you have people that are trying to bring Ham into these situations. Ham has been responsible for killing our women just as much as Esau. Killing our women. Now you see, yeah. Go ahead.
Hey, Ak, when you're done, I want to jump into this Genesis 34 real fast, because you said something, and whatever going on in these camps and stuff like that, and y'all allowing Ham to deal with our women and all of this. Ain't no wrath or anything, but they say that they prophets and all of this of the Most High and things like that, but they ain't even going as hard as our ancestors did. So once you're done, I want to touch on this Genesis 34.
Okay, so let me finish this up. And it says here, for there are set thrones of judgment, the thrones of the house of David. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. They shall prosper that love thee. So we pray for the peace of who? Of what? Of our land. Okay, we have debates where them people is at, whether it's the land. Some of our people say it's in Uganda. But we're to pray for the peace of our land. What is this madness of Pan-Africanism? That was, like I said, I was involved in that when I was 22 years old. And then I left up out of that. Because there's no, there's no understanding in that. You know what I'm saying? And to bring these people among us, that are our enemies. When we scatter the four corners of the earth. So when he tells you in Jeremiah 9:16, he says, I shall scatter thee and send a sword after thee. Now, when you look at Psalm 17, verse 13, the sword is pertaining to the wicked. So we've been scattered all throughout. We're scattered in the continent of Africa. We have people that are over there that have no voice, no power whatsoever. The people that are running things over there are Hamites. And they're saying the same thing that Esau said, oh, we're sorry for what happened. The people that are following behind the guy in Niger, the young cat that's over there is supposed to be getting things together over there. He apologized for what his forefathers did? No. But y'all running behind this because he appears to be putting some army together and all of that. But where's that at in the scriptures that through him we're going to be delivered out of this? This is another snare and trap. All right, let me just finish this up. Peace be within thy walls and prosperity within thy palaces. Peace be within thy walls. So the scripture tell you in Isaiah 26:3, he will keep you in perfect peace if you keep your mind stayed on him. You know what I'm saying? On Yahweh. So peace be within thy walls. Where? In Jerusalem. How are you going to bring these people into the congregation, man? In Jeremiah 51, verse 51. And I'll say it one more time. I'll finish these last two verses and then, that'll be it. I'll say it one more time. Pay attention to what's coming up because it's almost 1 year since that thing happened in Alabama. Of course, we're going to be putting up things about that. We're going to be speaking about that. Watch and see how many people that supposedly on the continent of Africa are going to get on your page and say something about that. A lot of them were nowhere to be found when that was going on. All right, so let me continue on. For my brethren and companions' sake, I will now say, peace be within thee. For my brethren and companions' sake. So, brethren, family, companion, friend, you know what I'm saying? Because we all going to be there, right? Brethren, family, nation, right? Companion, peace be among us. What people that, you know what I'm saying, have been responsible for our demise, that doesn't say that they're going to be among us right here. At all. The situation that's going on in Ghana, okay, where they, running our people up out of there, all type of stuff. So let me just finish this up. Because of the house of Yahweh, Almighty One, I will seek thy good. Okay,
All right, so I'm gonna try to make this real quick, and we're gonna get back to what the elder was getting into. All right, so the problem with this is when you looking around on social media and stuff like that, all you seeing is these uh different race challenges and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And things like that. And when we look at different races, how they say it, what do we see? All we see is the detriment of our women. You see what I'm saying? You can go on movies, all of that. They'll show you in the movies the so-called masters, slave masters and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Actually doing what? Go and snatch up the brother woman, go and do his thing with her, bring it back out. You know what I'm saying? And we finna get into this because when you go into this Genesis 34, you're gonna see how the mind frame of these people done shifted to our people, and majority of the time it's the women. And then it's because our men ain't really standing and doing what men of Yahweh supposed to be doing. So anyway, let's get into this. Genesis 34, starting at 1, it says, Now Dinah, the daughter of Leah, whom she had born to Jacob, went out to see the women of the land. And when in Shechem, the son of Hamor the Hivite, the prince of the land, saw her, he seized her and lay with her and humiliated her. It don't say he loved her, it say he humiliated her, okay? And his soul was drawn to Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and he loved the young woman and spoke tenderly to her. That is a problem right there. Right there, that's a problem. So this man, he had the audacity, although he know back, because that person, they know who they are. They know he ain't got nothing to be doing with Yasharal when it comes to stuff like that. You'll never even be able, you ain't even supposed to be able to even touch her. You know what I'm saying? That's supposed to be royalty. But what he does, he goes and he commits, sexual mischievousness towards the sister, right? Now, and then after he does that, he falls in love with her. What kind of sick, demented person falls in love with somebody that they commit sexual deviancy to, bro. So why is it we in these camps and stuff like that? In these camps, they have people that's not Yashara, ain't never fit a curse or nothing. How is it that these people are infiltrating it and our so-called men that's supposed to be of Yashara, they allowing stuff like situations uh where our sisters getting unalived, you know what I mean, in abusive relationships with these dudes and stuff like that. When we see clear as day, they hate us and they love our women. They don't want to they don't want to just understand, look, this is what it is. Even, hey, she's beautiful. It is. No, they want your women. And here y'all go. Y'all going, yeah, come on, shalom. In most high in Christ blessed. This is foolishness. Verse 4. So Shechem spoke to his father Harmon, saying, get me this girl for my wife. And Jacob heard that he had defiled his daughter. There go again. He defiled her. It don't say he loved her. He defiled her. It don't say they was talking, they kicking it, and she was. This ain't no Romeo and Juliet story where she wasn't supposed to be messing with him, but she went against the grain. No, this dude took one of your ancestors, one of your foremothers. You know what I'm saying? Your four people, for family members, whatever, you know what I'm saying, and they humiliated their and they ancestors right here to this day. You know what I'm saying? Verse 5. Now Jacob heard that he defiled his daughter Dinah, but his sons were with his livestock in the fields. So Jacob held his peace until they came. And Hamar, the father of Shechem, went out and Jacob to speak with him. And the sons of Jacob had come in front of the field as soon as they heard of it. And the men were indignant and very angry because he had done an outrageous thing in Yasharal by lying with Jacob's daughter, for such a thing must not be done. Um, and this is something big right here, right? Think about what it says. It says because he had done an outrageous thing in Yasharal by lying with Jacob's daughter, for such a thing must not be done. They not supposed to be. We supposed to be protecting our women. We supposed to be teaching our women. You know what I'm saying? We supposed to be just like we want them to nurture us. We supposed to be nurturing them too. You know what I'm saying? No, no. Instead, we got brothers allowing people to infiltrate our nation, and then what are they doing? Our women, they getting up out of it, but they ain't coming to the realization that it's Yahweh God, because y'all put some idol in front of their face and told you, well, this is how you supposed to do it, and shut up because Paul said don't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? Hold on real fast. What's happened to my computer? Hold on, y'all. The hell? The damn screen just cut off. Can't see nothing. Yo, I'll say something real fast. My damn computer my screen just shut off.
Hey,
I can't see
Shalom.
it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Shalom,
never
can you
mind.
hear me? Okay.
Yeah, never mind. Here go. Never mind. Here go. Okay, verse 8. But it says, but Hamar spoke with them, saying, the soul of my son Shechem longs for your daughter. I bet. I bet. And why do you think we supposed to be overprotective of our sister? I don't care if she ain't your wife. You see a sister and she she going astray, following these fake false prophets and all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's your duty to go to you to be protecting. That's why we're supposed to be bringing out this Torah as men of Yahweh, so they can have a better foundation and know when these wicked dudes, you know what I'm saying, trying to trying to play the role like they Yashara, or like they just hold the Torah and they really love Yahweh for the truth. But then it says, please give her to him to be his wife. It's like, that's crazy, bruh. Anyway, it says, make marriages with us, give your daughters to us, and take our daughters for yourselves. Now, he already know up here in verse 7, it says, for such thing must not be done in Yasharah. They ain't even worthy of it. But here they go. Once again, they defile you, they defile our women, defile our nation, and then they want to separate us. Well, okay, well, how about you have our women and we have your women? You see what I'm saying? How about you? How about you take our customs and we take your customs? Don't that sound familiar? Solomon told us there's nothing new under the sun. These people use certain schemes and things like that for certain scenarios, but they know what's going on. But then anyway, verse 10 says, you shall dwell with us, and the land shall be open to you. Dwell and trade in it and get property in it. Now listen to this conniving people. Now listen, he says, Shechem also said to her father and to her brothers, let me find favor in your eyes, and whatever you say to me, I will get. They come on, bruh. This is these people, all these nations right now. They want to humiliate us, want to defile us, and then they want us to find faith. They want to find faith. Well, aren't we equal now? Well, come on, brother. Well, you don't know if he ain't Yasharal or not, so just bring him in, right? Even though he told you, he keep telling you that his whole background show that he a damn Hamite or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? No, brother. Uh, Bashem Yahweh Shai. Come on, bro. No, and that go, and you know, it ain't just for these New Testament people. It's for you people out here holding the Torah too, just trying to bring everybody in as if come one, come all. It go for you too. Don't you understand that these nations, they hate us, love us, they wish they could kill us, but they know they can't. So they wanna do everything possible to make it to defile us, you know what I'm saying? And most of the stuff, once again, they giving us they stuff and trying to take our stuff, bro. It says, ask me for as great a bride price and give as you will, and I will give whatever you say to me. Only give me the young woman to be my wife. After you done defiled this sister, bro.
Right.
This, you know what I'm saying? Verse 13. Let me keep going, bro. Let me just keep going. The sons of Jacob answered Shechem and his father Hamor deceitfully, because he had defiled their sister Dinah. Now I'm gonna say one thing real fast. You soft back dudes. You know what I'm saying? That want to keep bringing all of these other nations of people in, right? You in layman terms, you think what these two brothers, Simeon and dang, who is it? Simeon and
Levi.
Levi. Yeah, Simeon and Levi. What these brothers finna do? Y'all get butt hurt to be like, yeah, you know, Most High didn't like what they said, because you see right here it say that they dealt with Shechem and his father deceitfully. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta have mercy like Christ do, and let you smack me across the face and turn the other cheek. Stupidity. And then it say because he had defiled their sister. That's the reason why they finna do what they did. Like you don't. I don't care who you are. You have if you not know if you're not Yasharal, bruh. First of all, you have no business around our sisters. And that look what that means is if you think that if you claiming that you Yasharal and you know you not, bruh. Now, hypothetically, just hypothetically, if you had a case where where it was a couple, they winded up in a troop, you know what I'm saying, together, and they winded up different nations, you know what I'm saying, something like that, right? And the and the person was like, they like, no, I'm not following after my people, this and this, you know what I'm saying? I'm going after your power, you know what I'm saying? I'm holding my place. I'm gonna know my role, this and this, and I'm not gonna be teaching the Torah to you if it says to man, hey, look, it is what it is, bro. You can't be teaching the Torah to her. Hey, sorry. But if she under real brothers and counseling, you know what I'm saying, you know, that's just how I judge it. You know what I'm saying? I could be off. I'm still new to this. But let me keep going. I'm running my mouth again. But the only thing I was saying about that is these people defiled us. They defiled our sisters constantly, you know what I'm saying? And then making us look like we're the weaklings, you know what I'm saying? And it should be our duty of these so-called leaders to be like, nah, bro, you not finna come in here with that Hamite stuff or whatever stuff and then be trying to defile the congregation of your house. Let's keep going to verse 14. They said to him, we cannot do this thing to give our sister to one who is uncircumcised, for that would be a disgrace to us. Only on this condition will we agree with you, that you will become as we are by every male among you being circumcised. Then we will give our daughters to you, and we will take your daughters to ourselves, and we will dwell with you and become one people. But if you would not listen to us and be circumcised, then we will take our daughter and we will be gone. Now, this is the thing. Now, if he'd have told them no, right? Now, if he'd have told them, man, we ain't doing none of that. We want war. We want all the smoke. You know what I'm saying? Because that you did bull crap to my sister. You know what I mean? And we ain't finna be trying to act like we cool with y'all. They would all try to make it seem like, oh, that's an angry black man. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's an angry black man. He don't know how to forgive people. He don't got no love. But instead, because it pleased her, it said their words pleased Hamar and Hamar's son Shechem. I bet it did. Let me keep going. And the young man did not delay to do the thing because he delighted in Jacob's daughter. Now he was the most honor of all his father's house. So Hamar and his son Shechem, see, look, he was the most honored in his father's